Distinguished panelists and participants, good afternoon. I am a Jamaican woman of African descent, a doctoral student, and an activist researching institutions, Caribbean development, and reparatory justice. It is from this perspective that I would like to briefly expound on the importance of reparatory justice. The High Commissioner highlighted the origins of underdevelopment in chattel enslavement and colonialism in his report. The Caribbean is a prime example. While others inherit generational wealth, the Caribbean region has inherited generational poverty. We have inherited under-resourced education systems, battling with child illiteracy, and understaffed and underfunded healthcare systems, treating patients who have a plethora of illnesses, including type 2 diabetes and hypertension. As Caribbean women, we have inherited a patriarchal society that manifests in one of the highest rates of violence against women and girls in the world. While dealing with all of this, we must then yearly brace ourselves for tumultuous natural disasters that threaten to and have flattened our territories. As a Caribbean history and development student, the historical records that speak of the objectification of African people, the drastic measures enslavers took to ensure enslaved Africans remained illiterate, the beating and rape of enslaved African women, the restrictions in our enslaved ancestors' diets, and the deliberate lack of funding for our ancestors who chose independence leaves no doubt that these contemporary Caribbean realities are rooted in chattel enslavement and colonialism. How do you then place the onus on former colonies to create national and international conditions favorable to the realization of the right to development when at inception they inherited conditions that institutionally were never meant to be favorable to them? As a principal of a reparatory justice advocacy group doing work with churches who undoubtedly participated in and benefited from chattel enslavement, I am aware of the acts of repair being engaged in by religious as well as financial and higher education institutions. This, however, does not go far enough. States continue to deny the rightful demand for reparatory justice. As we advocate for it, we are told that our problems are rooted in fiscal mismanagement and corruption, as if this is endemic only to regions where people of African descent and other people of color make up the majority. Then when we are invited to or attempt to improve our conditions and other countries by migrating, we are met with systemic racism in these countries. This manifests in the prejudices in healthcare, housing, criminal justice, and academic systems, and the cries to return home as we do not belong. As a student in the United Kingdom, I am acutely aware of my privilege, especially when there are a lot less people of my ethnicity in my field. Let me be clear. The lack of representation there is not because we are lazy, criminal, or lawless. In fact, we are evidently resilient, making do with what we never had. This is the why. The why, really, is simply systemic racism introduced through colonialism and chattel enslavement, which continues to perpetuate the prejudices and lack of resources we fight against daily. This is our why for leading the call for reparatory justice. Thank you.